So we're in the Mustang, and this video is coming after the strut tire brace. If you didn't watch yesterday's video of the install of the strut tire brace, please go back and do that. But this is the video afterwards. Now we are in the car before the strut tire brace, and we're going to find out just how it handles without the strut tire brace versus how it handles with the strut tire brace. I just want to know if I can actually see any difference in the way the car maneuvers and handles. I think it may stiffen it up a little bit, and it may kind of decrease some of the body roll, but we're going to find that out. We got some curves coming up here, and I'm going to let you know what I think about the car prior to installing the strut tire brace. So here's a big curve right here. Let's get into this curve a little bit. There wasn't a whole lot of body roll in that curve. That was a pretty sharp curve. We took it about 45-50 mile an hour. The car kind of felt like it wanted to pull loose in the rear end, but it held it. But I did not feel very much body roll with that. They have greatly improved the handling on these cars since like the 2000 model that I had back in the day. There again, no body roll in that one, and that was even a steeper curve than what I hit the first time. I just don't know how much improvement can be made upon it with a strut tire brace alone. I do feel like if you included like lowering springs or changed the suspension, you might get better handling out of this, but I'm not sure what a strut tire brace alone is going to do for the car. I guess we'll see, because here in a little bit, after I get off of this, get back from this little trip right here, we are going to install that and then do this same identical drive again and see if we can tell any difference. There's a pretty big curve right here. This is like a 90-degree curve. Yeah, there was literally nothing I really felt in that. The back end didn't really want to break loose. I mean, you can feel the car get in the curve, but it really didn't want to break loose. Like I said, they've just greatly improved these cars, and this is an 07, and this is a stage 1 Roush Mustang. In case you're new to the channel, this is a stage 1 Roush, and on the stage 1 you get axle back exhaust, and you get pretty much the appearance package. This is a signature car with the seats, but there is no suspension work done to this car. So this is just all basically bone stock Mustang, and it's amazing just how well it handles just right out of the box with no lowering springs or nothing. Now that being said, I've not fully decided on whether I am going to drop this car an inch or two. I've heard that really makes a huge difference, but as it is right now, it really feels pretty good. Now that may be a testament to the tires. It does have Bridgestone tires on it. We got somebody running down the road here. I don't know what they're doing, but it does have Bridgestone tires on it, and those are pretty good tires. So that's probably, a little bit of factor of the car, but the body roll will not be in the tires. I'm not feeling any body roll. That is the fact of the suspension on the car, because even with good tires, you're still going to feel body roll. So we're moving up this little back road right here pretty good, and the car just hugs right in that curve. It just snugs right into the corner, and those weren't very big curves, but it just through the S's back there, no issues at all. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to take it back to the house. I'm coming back out to the main road, so I'm going to take it back to the house. I'm going to install the SR Performance strut tire brace, and we're just going to see if that makes a difference. So stay tuned, and we'll be back as soon as we get that strut tire brace installed. Okay, we're back. We're on the same stretch of road that we just took prior to installing the strut tire brace. Now this install probably took, I don't know, even filming it probably wasn't 10 minutes. Very, very easy install. But we're fixing to start through the curves right now that we just went through here in a minute, and we're actually going to see if we can tell a difference about this strut tire brace. Now, you know, I'm not really getting on it through these curves right here. It does feel like the front end might be just a little bit stiffer, but I won't know that until I get into the curves up here where I really got into it before. We're coming up on that curve right now. Is the strut tire brace worth it? I mean, these things are probably like $150 or $60. We're about to find out right here. You know, there wasn't much body roll before, but on the front end side of this car, I feel like it made it just a little bit stiffer. The back end still didn't feel like it really wanted to give way or anything like that, but it did feel just a little stiffer. Now, I did get on it in this curve right here a minute ago a little bit, but I did not realize there was a cop that lived right here until I topped the hill a second ago. So we're not gonna really get on it in that curve like we did before, but there's plenty of more curves on up the road here that we're fixing to get to that we can try this strut tire brace out on. Just driving on flat ground, you know, I can't really tell a difference. Just at cruising speed, you know, I wasn't driving like 40 miles an hour right there. Of course, you wouldn't think you would be able to feel it on a flat surface, on a flat road. This is more for handling performance. I'm going to slow down a little bit and let this car in front of me get on up through there so I can actually give it some gas through this curve. But, you know, through the first curve I took, it did feel like it was just a little bit stiffer. Now this is a big curve and we're going to get to try it a little bit right here. I felt like the front end come through the curve quicker. I did not notice a lot of body roll prior to installing this, but this does feel like it made the front end come through just a little bit faster. Now, is that in my head? Maybe I just want this to feel different. I don't know. It looks cool, and as long as it looks cool, that's the main thing, you know. But all kidding aside, I don't know if it's in my head or not, but it does feel like it made the front end of the car just a little bit stiffer. I mean, it's not something that you're going to go home and brag to your friends about, that, you know, I now have a strut tire brace that, you know, I can take 4 G's through a curve, but it does seem to make it a little bit stiffer. And I like the way it feels. And like I said, the install part of this was just so easy that anybody can do it. Literally anybody can do this. And it's the same for all vehicles. Like I said in the install video, it's pretty much the same for all vehicles. All the ones that I have installed throughout my life, I'll install the same. 4 bolts, 10 minutes or less, and you're good to go. There again, just for the record, it did say online 26 foot-pounds for the nuts for the strut tire brace. So here we go. Get in some of these S's up here. I'm sure all the people down there is loving this. They're like, who the crap is raising Cain up there? Through the S curves right here. That front end, it feels stiffer. It does feel stiffer, even kind of throwing it into it. Feels like the steering, this may be in my head, but it feels like the steering is a little bit tighter. I don't know, but to me it does feel like the steering is a little quicker, maybe a little tighter. Doesn't have as, like I said, didn't feel the body roll before, but with this I noticed that it did have a little bit that I wasn't recognizing before. Now, I still believe that if I installed springs or coilovers or something like that, it would make a bigger difference, but we're not going to do that right now, maybe at a later date. Now, what I'm going to do now is, after I've drove this car through the curves, give it time to kind of move around a little bit and stuff like that, when I get it back home, I'm going to pop the hood. I am going to re-torque those nuts just to make sure that they stayed tight while I was driving it. and then we're going to call it good. I did have a concern if the hood was going to clear it. It is very tight on the hood clearing this. Now this is the one for this car. The hood did clear it, but man, it is a tight fit underneath that hood. So there again, if you get this, you know, strut tire brace, don't think it won't fit, because I was like, I had a flashlight out there and I was shining up underneath it, and I was like, just not sure about that. But it did fit. I do want to say that I do like this strut tire brace. It does seem to be welded good. It does seem to have very good construction, and there again, they can usually be had for, you know, less than $160. I appreciate you watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more mods on the Mustang and the Tundra. We'll see you next time.